what is an ideal amount of time for somebody to stay in ketosis or at least follow a keto type diet?
It's a great question. And I'm sure somebody listening or watching is thinking the same thing. And for most people, it's 8 to 12 weeks. And the reason I say that is because there's a big difference between getting fat adapted, which I'm going to unpack shortly, fat adapted and keto adapted. They're not the same thing. So fat adaptation means this. Out of the 70 trillion cells in your body, your cells could only choose two sources for energy. Either their cells are burning glucose, sugar, or fat ketones. That's it. Most people who are stuck as sugar burners, like I was when I was obese, highly inflammatory. It creates a lot of reactive oxygen species, a lot of inflammation, if you will, because cells produce energy and create toxins similar to burning firewood in my room here. When you're burning sugar, it creates a lot of toxins. So I always compare a cell that's being stuck as a sugar burner cell to a Mack truck with all this smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe. That truck's not healthy for the surrounding environment. When you could teach the cells to burn fat and use ketones, that's like a Tesla, a cleaner source of energy versus the truck. So when you get into ketosis and you're fat adapted, that takes about 7 to 14 days. I could get most people there in 7 to 14 days. You could verify that by checking your ketones. That's called being fat adapted. You're burning fat instead of sugar. Now, the goal though, is for everybody to experience keto adaptation. That takes typically on average 8 to 12 weeks of being in ketosis. Keto adaptation means your brain and your mitochondria now prefer ketones as the energy source. So you enhance your results. It's like a nootropic, if you will. You just feel really on top of your game. I call it the great land of ketosis. So I want everybody to experience that. After you get keto adapted, 8 to 12 weeks, then you practice what I call keto flexing, which I talk about in the book. But how you practice keto flexing is going to be different for your goals, if you're a woman who has a menstrual cycle versus a postmenopausal woman, or if you're very athletic. But in general, to answer your question, Eric, it is 8 to 12 weeks, and then you start flexing.